If you've used Audacity in any way, shape, or form over the years, you're going to want to check out the Audacity beta. It is Audacity 4 beta 2. Now we are on 3.7.8 right now, and this beta is a complete overhaul of the UI. So in addition to these features, let's go in and check out that new UI and compare it up against Audacity 3, see what's changed, who moved your cheese, and so on and so forth. So what they've been working on: envelope editing, label tracks, spectral editing, and cloud projects and audio.com. Now, cloud projects are already in here and audio.com is already connected, as well as Audacity is in the Muse app. Now, this one is going to be a separate download. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, so you can download them for whichever version that you need. In addition to that, we have backwards compatibility, multi-project sessions, a metadata editor. Some effects will be there, some effects are not going to be there. You can get them from the store. Plugin support and lead-in recording, which was previously punch and roll. So with that, let's get into the new UI. Let's compare it against the old one. Let's see some of these new features. Just to note, some of the deprecated features from Audacity 3 are not going to make it into 4. So tempo tracks, LAD, SPA, or LADSPA, and vamp analyzers will not be in Audacity 4. With that, let's get into it. Now, when you start Audacity 4, you're going to be given an onboarding. So you can do light and also a new dark mode, which I prefer, or you can have it follow your system theme. So if you have light or dark, or it depends on the app, you can set that up here. If you want to enable high contrast, you can do that here. This is an accessibility. And then if you want to have different accent colors, like the buttons will change colors as you go through here, you can do dark mode, and then you can select your accent here and then click next. Now, colorful tracks are in the app, and this is, I mean, it seems simple, but when you're doing an audio or a video workflow, having colored tracks for different clips or different areas in your video is super helpful. The classic theme would have all the colors be the same, and you can revert to this if you want to use what was in Audacity 3. I'm going with colorful because I think this helps the workflow a lot more. And then your UI can be either classic or you can do modern. If you do classic, you'll actually get this waveform spectral button up here, which is kind of new. Previously, you would right click on the track and change it to spectral if you wanted that. If you want to do modern, it kind of takes that button away. You still get to use it. It just takes a few buttons away. Now, if you want to sign in, you can sign in and do the cloud.com, and you can save your files to the cloud and bring them back down anytime that you want. I'm going to skip this for now. And then updates. And those are videos. So you can go through the Audacity video and check everything out for yourself. I'm only going to hit a few highlights of things. If you want to fully go into this, it is a free download, and then you can watch the video and check that out. We're going to hit OK. So here is Audacity 4. And I'm actually going to put Audacity 3 and 4 kind of side by side so we can see what's different. Okay, here's our classic Audacity 3. Again, this is version, I think it's 3.7.8. Let me just check about. Yep. So we're in 3.7.8 right now. That should be the latest one. And this is what you're used to here. Off the bat, now the first thing you want to do is obviously set up your microphone. It's not going to be set up to probably the microphone that you want to. Mine was set up for system. And we get a behavior, and I'm glad I did this because you get a behavior for deleting your tracks. You can do this, and when you delete, you can leave a gap, or you can close the gap and do a ripple, depending on how you want to do this. You can still do ripple by hitting Control and backspace, or you can just have it close the gap. And then when closing the gap, the selected clip will move and fill the gap. All the clips will move to the same track and move back to fill the gap, or all clips on all tracks move back to fill the gap. So it kind of depends on how you want to do that behavior, but you get to change that anytime you want in preferences. So we'll have that for now. And if we start with our playhead at the beginning, we can just hit R to record. This is Audacity 4 Beta 2. If I stop there, then we can actually play that track back. Chord, this is Audacity. And there we go. And some noticeable differences here when we look at tracks. Now, Audacity 3, here's the track. I've actually got this split. We're viewing waveform and we're viewing, so we're doing multi-view. So if you just want to do waveform, you can uncheck that. Here we have waveform in this audio as well. One thing that I'm missing here is my metering. So usually you can do this in linear, logarithmic, or you can do linear amp. So if you do linear dB, you can check and see how much noise is on the track here, or your levels. So it starts off here, and then you can select. And if you want to zoom in, just hit Control, use your mouse wheel. Same thing here, Control, use the mouse wheel. So vertical rulers are right there. And that is basically going to show you. So if you want to do linear dB, if you want to do logarithmic, you've got that all right there. If you want things to be on the toolbar or off the toolbar, you can just click on them and they'll show up here. So we just added waveform up here so I can see spectral view. Toggle that on and off. Anything else that you want to see here, you can take that off or take it on. The thing that it will show you an eyeball, and it's either closed or open, meaning it's on or off. So that's helpful as well. One thing that I like is you've always got a basically a volume meter right here, so you can see that. And then if you right click in this area, you can do a lot of things that you could do there. If you want to change spectro here, you can change it there, or you can add the button up here at the top. Super helpful. If you want to do multi-view, you can have both. If you want to click and drag in the spectro, you can select and do some of your edits right there. No worries at all. The big change from here is we had two sliders. So we had a volume slider and then we had a pan slider. And if you double click, change it back to 0, double click here, change it back to 0. Basically, they have moved that to a pan is now a radio, like a dial, right? So we had two different dials. Double click takes it back to 0. Your volume is here, and if double click takes it back to 0. Kind of nice adding in the double click, so it can get you back to 0. If you're going to add effects, you can do that here. It actually moves your track to the right, and you can add effects. This will add effects only to this track. So if you're going to add a compressor, you can do that here, change your ratios, whatever you want to do, and click off of that. If you want to turn your compressor on and off, you're going to click right here. If you want to turn off all the effects, you're going to do that right there. If you want to add master effects, this will add effects to every single track that you have. If you want to add Renegade and do that, if you want to turn on master effects, you can. It'll only do that if you add another track. I'm going to click add track. We're going to hit stereo, do that. Now I can turn on our master effects and we're going to hit compressor. I'll hit modern, hit save, and go out. All right, so that's basically that. If you want to record on that track, just click on that track and same thing that we've had before, hit record. Now you're going to have a track down here. We've got a green track because we have multi-track on, so it automatically changed to a different color. And we'll hit pause there. If I want to change the track color or add a label, you can right click in the track and do that all here. So we can add a label and say this one is going to be guitar, right? You can also rename it here, just say guitar. You can change track color here if you would like. So if you want this to be orange, no worries. It defaults to just picking whatever that it wants. If you have a mono track, you're going to see 1 bar. If you have a stereo track, you're going to see 2 bars right there. If you're missing something from here, if you want to go view, you can see your history panel. History panel shows up here, shows everything you've done. Same that we have here in 3. Go to view, go to history, and it's going to pop up here. And if you want to dock it. There's no dock. So in 4, it docks here, but if you want it floating, you can undock it and you can put it over here if you would prefer history to be here. If you want to undock that, you can put it back over here. And if you hover, it will show you where it's going to put that effect right there. I'm going to show clipping in your waveform. You can show clipping. And if you're adding some points to here, like if we click here, we're adding, and you can see the clipping. As soon as we go up too far, you're going to see the red. That's going to show you the clipping. And if we view that and we toggle clipping off, probably always want to see clipping. So we want to do that. And we want to see the same thing here. So you can show clipping in waveform. And then same thing, if we're going to draw points here in the so as we draw points, you can move those points up. And you can see quite the difference in the tracks whenever you create points in here versus whenever you create points in there. So you can kind of see the point as you click and go up and down, and you can change that, and you can have as many points as you want. Both are going to be the same, but I quite like the visualization in this one versus Audacity 3. So there you go. Now you can see the visual differences from here, and then the rest of it is fairly similar. So we have all the same tools that we have. We have our tools here. We have our effects here. You have a plugin manager. You can check and uncheck every single thing that you have. You can rescan for plugins just like you had before. Volume compression, EQs and filters. Spectral tools look different. So spectral tools here, we have amplify. If I actually click on a section here and you go to effect, spectral tools, so we have amplify selection, center frequency, amplify, delete selection, center frequency, and delete section. That is different. So if we looked here, we go to effect, spectral tools, we have spectral delete, we had spectral edit multi-tool, which would basically analyze and do the best that it could. It's actually really good. Edit parametric EQ, which basically says, we would have to look at this in the spectrogram and then select basically get some points here. Select that effect, spectral tools, and then we have parametric EQ, which will let you go up and down on the gain when you find a spot that you liked or did not like. The hotter it is, the brighter white it gets. The colder it is, you'll see the temperature lower down there. If we go back to effect, spectral tools, and we have edit shells. So basically we can create kind of EQ shelves that will take whatever sound you're trying to get rid of and basically make that a shelf. That's also done by a gain setting, and we can toggle that off and on there. So our spectral tools are a little bit different in 4. So play around with those and you'll get some different results whenever you play with those different settings there. But that's pretty much it for this. Just wanted to show some of the differences between Audacity 4 and 3, kind of give you a rundown of what that looks like. Again, if you want to go to the store and get some more plugins, make sure you have Muse Hub downloaded and installed. I think this program will eventually move into Muse Hub, and the independent download will probably still be there, but they do run things through Muse Hub, so you can have basically your store kind of built in at the same time. And for right now, it is on Audacity, the website, so you can grab the download and play around for yourself. Hopefully this walkthrough helps you understand kind of what's in Audacity 4 versus what's in 3, kind of see the UI change that they're making. And if you want to try it out yourself, it is totally free. Go grab it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.